Hey everyone, and welcome to the new series A MariChat Christmas Special, written by Stacey Holt. The artwork was created and approved by Natural Wind on Tumblr. You can find the link to their page in the description box below. This is a collaborative series. The voices in the series are not only myself, but my friends as well. Shane will be voicing Cat Noir and Adrian. I will be voicing Marinette, Miss Bustier, Felix's mother Amalie, Sabine, and the narrator. Maddie is going to be voicing Tikki and Rose. Nick will be voicing Felix, as well as a reporter. Ashton will be voicing Plagg, Kagami, Nathalie, Alya, and Luka. Keaton will be voicing Luka. Freeze will be voicing Marc and Wayz. Suprey is going to be voicing a reporter, a beach jock, and an officer. Scott is going to be voicing Kim. Brad will be voicing Tom. Mylene will be voiced by Stormy333. Lila will be voiced by TheJuicyStuff. Calvin will be voicing Nino and Hawkmoth. Nathaniel will be voiced by Dylan. Iris will be voicing Sabrina. Chloe and Adrian's mother Emelie will be voiced by Anna. Master Fu and Ivan will be voiced by Christian. You can find links to their social media and their YouTube channels and all the other links as well in the description box below. If you'd like to support this series, please like, subscribe, and comment. Now, Chapter 9, Adrian's Gift. The next night, he found himself practicing his piano before bed, like his father instructed him to, when he noticed something bouncing around the rooftops. He stopped playing the piano and got his phone out and quickly pulled up the music on his phone so that no one would think he wasn't playing anymore. He walked over to the window to see more clearly what was bouncing around on the rooftops more clearly, thinking it was an Akuma. His heart started to accelerate with adrenaline, but when he made his way over and looked around, he didn't see anything out of the ordinary. He squinted his eyes but couldn't see much of anything, and he even tried to wipe down the fogged window. Still nothing. He unlatched the window and pushed it open, the cold brisk air blowing in, and he looked around. It was still snowing outside, which was a beautiful sight, but that was the farthest from his mind. He needed to make sure there wasn't an Akuma, before he could bask in the sight. He breathed a sigh of relief when a few seconds went by and nothing out of the ordinary could be seen or heard from the streets. He leaned on the windowsill and smiled, watching the white fluffy snow gently make their way down from the sky. All of a sudden, he heard a zip, and landing in front of him was Ladybug upside down smiling at him. He stumbled backwards in shock and blushed.
Ladybug? What are you doing here?
He asked, looking around his room to make sure no one was around and to make sure Plagg was safely hidden, which he was. I have something for you, she smiled. He felt his heart flutter and couldn't help but smile, taking a step forward, still blushing. He noticed her smiling at him, and with each breath she took, he could see her breath from how cold it was outside.
Would you like to come inside? I know it's cold,
he said, a little shyly. Ladybug was hesitant, and he understood why. He was a civilian after all. But, to his surprise, she stepped inside. As she stood in his room, he felt his knees grow weak, and his heart was about to jump out of his chest. Ladybug pulled out the gift from inside of her yo-yo and brought out a gift box. It seemed to be hand-wrapped. She handed it to him.
Are you delivering this?
He asked. I made it for you, she smiled.
Why did you make it for me?
He asked, shocked. I know a lot about you, Adrian. It's my job as a superhero to know about the city and who is in it. I'm assuming that your father doesn't like Christmas very much, and I wanted to make sure you had at least a better Christmas than last year, she smiled. Adrian's eyes widened, blushing once again as she smiled at him. Ladybug personally looked after him without him even realizing it. Was he one of her favorite civilians or something? Whatever her reason was, he sure wasn't complaining. He looked down at the nicely wrapped gift that was in his hands. It had a huge white bow that emphasized the white polka dots on the red gift wrapping. He went and sat down on his little couch, seeing Ladybug sit down beside him. He nervously unwrapped it, self-conscious about every tear he did as she watched. Who knew gift opening was so nerve-wracking? He finally unwrapped the paper and saw Ladybug's eyes lighten with happiness as he got closer to his gift. His heart started thumping faster, wondering what she personally got for him. He felt inside the box and felt something soft and lifted the lid. He pulled it out and spread it out over himself and realized it was a handmade blanket.
I didn't know you made blankets.
He smiled. I have many talents, besides saving Paris. She laughed.
Thank you, Ladybug.
He smiled again, looking at it. I'm glad you like it. I better be off, though, she said, standing up.
Wait! Don't you want to stay?
He asked, not realizing what he had said himself. I would, but me being here, if Hawkmoth knew, he would assume I would know you in real life. I wouldn't want that rumor to put you in harm's way, she smiled, pulling out her yo-yo.
Do you?
Do I... what? She said, turning to look at him.
Do you know me in real life?
He asked, feeling slightly nervous and guilty for asking. I've only seen you in commercials and the posters. Oh, as well as those times that I've had to save you from Hawkmoth. I'm sorry, she said.
Oh, don't be. I was just curious.
He said awkwardly. Well, Merry Christmas, Adrian. Bug out. She waved and zipped away. Adrian walked over to the window and watched her zip off into the snowy night, closing the window back and latched it shut. He sighed and frowned, wishing that he would have known her in real life. He walked back to the couch and picked up the blanket and smiled, blushing, and took it over to his bed and lay down for the night. After collecting his phone, he lay down on his bed, with the blanket that Ladybug had made for him laid over top of him.
Wait, is that cinnamon or nutmeg? Pumpkin spice? Or vanilla?
He smelled the blanket and smiled.
Whatever it is, or wherever she made it, it smells good.
He smiled, closing his eyes as he drifted off to sleep. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'd like to shout out all of my friends who agreed to partake in all of the voice acting, and you should take a look at their social media and their links below. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys!